Those 22 elections was a different one altogether, because it actually changed the path of the RFMF. We had actually jumped away from what we used to do to what we were currently doing today. So there were influences of people trying to influence me to do this way and that way. But the important thing is, when you're a leader, you don't make those irrational decisions. Don't make up those decisions that you are so driven by the emotions of things happening at that particular time that you would make that decision. It's important for a leader to always sit back, assess the situation, assess what has been shared, what has been discussed, and make a decision. But the underlying principle here is that we live in a democratic country that has democratic principles, and that we must adhere to the rule of law and order. And that's important. That was one of the driving principles for me.
Just that moment, because it could have changed, as you said, if you just decided, and definitely the action that they were asking you to take was illegal, outside the rule of law boundary, basically a coup.
I'd like to call it extraordinary measures,
Which includes that. But to ensure that we did not go down that path, how much did it take the institution to do during that time to make sure there's no external influences and the risk factors within at the time to make sure it doesn't happen?
See, that's the interesting thing about this, all of this, is because whilst you're trying to manage the external part of it, you have an internal environment as well that you really need to take care of as well.
Because they're not just talking to you.
No. Because, see, as I said, we are just coming off the last 24 years into a very, very new situation. So that sense of belongingness, that sense of loyalty, that sense of relationship, that sense of unity that was built at that particular time is part of what I inherited now. So I have to ensure, first and foremost, that the RFMF is united. That unity, that cohesion that needs to be with the RFMF is strong. So that there are no detractors that are coming from outside that can actually influence the institution. As you said, influence the third ranking officer that happened in 1997. So leaders have to be strong. Leaders have to understand the direction. And that is where it is critical for us. As I said, as I told you earlier during the interview, the thing about soldiers is that you have to direct them to understand what is their left of arc and what is their right of arc. If you tell them that it is clear to them, they will follow that.